All right, guys, this is FSD 14.1.7. This is gonna be my first proper video on it. I did a live stream last night that was 3 hours or so. So I have spent quite a bit of time with this already, but I just wanted to do a proper during the day drive as well. It's super rainy, pretty gross. So this will be a good, way for us to see FSD operating in poor conditions, let's say. Okay, so the release notes are the exact same as far as what it says, what FSD is and is not doing. It seems like the changes they're making at this point are just kind of fine-tuning little things under the hood. So nothing new here. What is exciting in this is we're now getting Tron. So the Tron update is included, and as well, Grok is here. So for me in Canada, this is the very first time I got it, was last night. So for me, that's a big deal. 3D buildings is another one that's new. So you can now go here, and switch this to 3D buildings. I was talking about this last night. I personally would never use this. It doesn't show street names. So for me to look at this, it's very nondescript. I don't know what this is. I don't know what houses these are. I don't know if there's driveways. If I switch back to Google Maps and zoom in, I don't get street names, but I at least see houses. And when I'm looking at things, it's a lot clearer for me to understand. This is more something I would always use. I would probably never use this, but it's cool that it's there. The other thing they did add is Dashcam viewer updates. So I'll put an example of that on the screen. Hopefully, maybe I remember to pull, but the idea is now it shows names, like street names and whatnot. So kind of cool. And then new scroll wheel functions. So now pressing and holding this, you have a few more options. So you can do bioweapon defense mode, which I can't do, mute navigation, music light sync, things like that. So for anybody that doesn't know, you can set it up where if you press and hold this button, you can have it set. So for me, I have it changing the brightness. So just gives you one more way to kind of interact without having to touch the screen. Cool, and we will get started. So I did reset my odometer thing last night. So we did 86.4 kilometers last night on 14.1.7. During that entire time, I had to intervene. I had to disengage once for something that I don't think the car was gonna get an accident. Oh, we did a really big dodge for nothing there. I'm snapshotting that. So the car was trying to go left in a straight lane. So that was unfortunate to see. If I can, I'll throw a video of that up right now. I streamed it, so I might be able to pull the clip, but yeah, I don't think we would have gotten into an accident. So it's not a safety critical thing, but it definitely was a bad move. But it was a really tough area that we were in. There's terrible construction, but also this needs to be perfect, right? So we're gonna test, we're gonna go through a school zone and a park. So 30 kilometers an hour, dusk to dawn. I think here we're gonna get slowed down because of the speed bumps, but already we're going 33, so the car's speeding. I don't think school zones are fixed in this. Yeah, 34. So it reads the new speed limit, but we're not adhering to it properly. Overall though, I will say most of my drive yesterday did feel really, really, really smooth. We did a lot of difficult areas all at night, all in the pouring rain, and FSD did do a really, really great job. Not perfect, but definitely smoother. It seems like those, when you're at a four-way stop or coming, that GoPro's being annoying. When you're at a, coming off of a stop, it doesn't hesitate the way it used to, which is really nice to see. So that's a huge improvement. This is about as leafy as it can get. So I'm gonna let it park here on the street, sure. So this, I don't know, this is final boss for FSD. Really good job. We're in front of a driveway and it's continuing and not blocking the driveway. So that was really good. Well done there. So let's just go further down this road. So I mean, this is as many leaves as you can expect to see. We'll see how FSD does for dodging them or whatnot. I will say that generally the car does a good job when the leaves are like static on the ground like this. It's more like it'll swerve if the leaves are blowing around in the wind. But I think this is still good to put it through this kind of a scenario and see how it reacts. I do know also last night, or even this morning maybe, 14.1.7 has started to roll out to Cybertruck users. So I would expect even today, possibly 14.1.7 to go out to more people that are on version 14 already, which is good. It's nice to see how quickly they're making these improvements and then how fast they're moving and pushing it out to like regular people. And for those of you that watched the live stream last night, I kind of watched it myself just a little bit this morning. I agree it was not perfect, the quality and the frame rate issues. I don't really know what that's all about, so I apologize. I'll do my best to fix it. I'm sorry if it wasn't as enjoyable as it could have been, but I'll do a few things, whatever I can, to try and make it better. Okay, nice job here. Perfect spot to park, right on the street. Great job. Beautiful. Cool. I'm just gonna kind of get us closer to downtown. And then I guess just a couple things while we're driving. Great job, by the way. The road is, like I said, covered in leaves, and the car doesn't seem to be hesitating too much. Amazon guy's pulled over. We should go around him, but oh, we're stopping for him. Okay, that was nice. And then we should go because this car is not going to be able to go until we go. Oh, interesting. I guess that was all fine. I don't know, like, it could have been more assertive, but also it's okay that it wasn't. So yesterday, I think it was, I saw a post, but I'll put it on the screen right now. So Google Maps now shows live status with superchargers. So for any non-Tesla users, obviously, this is huge. But even for myself as a Tesla user, I'll often refer to Google Maps rather than, like, if I'm not in the car, I will never use the like navigation from inside the Tesla app to look at supercharger activity. I would prefer to use Google Maps. So that's a really cool feature, nice quality of life improvement for probably mainly non-Tesla users, but I do also think some Tesla people will appreciate it as well. Really good job through here on the speed bumps. Speed bumps have been honestly rock solid ever since version 14, so it's nice that that's been improved. Here, though, is the issue I talk about a bunch because this is actually my test loop that we're like doing part of. We've left the 30km/h zone. The car still thinks it's 30, so we're now going 43 in a 50 zone. So the only way to fix that is to go into like hurry or Mad Max and basically like force the car to speed by more than it thinks. Because we're going the speed limit now. And I think that actually came up during the live stream, but and I've said it before, but as good as full self-driving is, if the map data that it's relying on is problematic and like plagued with issues, you could have a FSD version 99, and if it still misreads or misunderstands speed limits, you're gonna have problems with that. So I do really, really, really hope they fix map data sooner than later. I don't know if they. I'm like a broken record here because I've said it so much, but like they need to pay for it from another source rather than do what they're doing. Like, I understand why in some scenarios the car reading the speed limit is going to be better. Like if you go through a construction zone, that data wouldn't be in a map, so it is going to be better. Huge hesitation there for the Cybertruck. Okay, snapshot that. We came to a complete stop in the roundabout, which we shouldn't have. Like that guy was coming quick in the Cybertruck, but we should have continued through. We shouldn't have stopped. And I did have yesterday like definitely a few like pretty hard braking incidents. Like for the most part, it was really good, but to say that my drive was perfect would be lying. That's kind of why I find it funny, like looking at all the other early access guys that posted their first impressions from yesterday. If you were to look at basically all of their tweets from yesterday, FSD version 14.1.7, according to them, is perfect. It was flawless, made no mistakes, X, Y, Z. But it's not, right? Like you can literally see. It still makes mistakes. We're parked on the wrong side of the road. I don't know what it's doing. So, it obviously is super exciting. I'm going to snapshot that. It obviously is super exciting when there's like a new version that comes out, but I think it's disingenuous for people to do like a 20-minute drive and say that like the phantom braking or the harsh braking or that FSD is like solved, because it's not. Like it's very good, but to sit here and pretend like it's perfect is, I don't know, like in my opinion, it's not correct, and it gives people the wrong assumption. Okay, so another thing while we're driving here, I have no idea what we swerved for there. There was nothing on the road. I made a post a few days ago basically saying like, here's the top, I think it was like 5 or 6 items that I was hoping for from the holiday update. And I guess to explain that, for anybody that doesn't know, pretty much every single year, Tesla does like a big holiday update. That's where they add big features. One that I think may be coming, because it's a new rumor, is it looks like Tesla's adding CarPlay. It's either CarPlay or AirPlay, but Bloomberg, I think, had posted on it, put the article here, saying that it's coming to Tesla, which, I'll have included my like post about it, but basically my thoughts are there are people out there who won't buy a Tesla because it doesn't have CarPlay. I don't think a normal person wouldn't buy a Tesla because it has CarPlay. So for them to add it is only a good thing, like it'll only bring more people into the Tesla ecosystem and owning the cars. And then once they use it for a while and realize that like the Tesla OS is actually really good and they don't need CarPlay, then great, you've got another adopter using Tesla's like world. But to not have CarPlay and force people into Tesla's OS, for people that are like diehard CarPlay people, you're gonna lose customers as a result. So I think it's a good thing that they're doing that, assuming it's true. A little bit of hesitation there. So the holiday update's coming out, and I think that might be one of the big features that gets added. Who knows? But yeah, I put together my list before that article came out with some of the things I wanted to see. Curious, leave in the comments, like let me know, is there anything you guys are wanting to see, that any features you'd love added that currently we don't have that you could see wanting Tesla to implement. Okay, while we're driving on this pretty straight road for a while, I'm gonna show the nag. So I'm gonna look down at my phone, which is down here. Or I'm gonna look at the screen. In my peripherals, I can see this Ford in front of us. So in my opinion, it's pretty safe to do this, but I'm fully looking at this with this in my peripherals. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that was 23 seconds until we came to a stop that I could see the road, but I was staring at the numbers the whole time. That's a long time to be looking away from the road. Yeah, so version 14 has relaxed on the nag as much as I personally think they need to. Until this goes unsupervised, I really don't think that we should be looking away from the screen, from the road for 23 seconds. I talked about this last time, but that's just my personal opinion. It was interesting. So while I was in Austin at the shareholder meeting, Elon basically said in the next version, 14.2 or .3, very soon, he says that the car will basically let you text and drive. And that was, of course, met by like a round of applause. I think it was like one of the biggest like hype moments while we were there. I honestly find that really frustrating because like you can't do that because the law doesn't allow it. So how does that work? Tesla allows you to text and drive, but then a cop pulls you over for distracted driving, or you get into an accident and it's clear that you were not paying attention. Like, I don't know. If they were like, yeah, we'll let you put into unsupervised mode during which we take liability, here's the stats on why it's safe enough, and blah, 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 sure, I would be all for it, but that's not how it works. It's still self-driving supervised, but if you're looking at a cell phone, you're not supervising the road, so that's just unsafe for a bunch of reasons, and really, really, like, that was bad. I mean, look, it's just not, it's not perfect yet, right? Like, it's, in my opinion, just not ready for that. As good as this is. Okay, I don't know where we're going here. I think it wants to parallel park right here, yeah. Cool, nice job. All right, let's see how this goes. I have it set, is it actually gonna try and U-turn us right now? I'm curious. So while I was in Austin, they were giving away a free coaster as we were leaving. I ended up with an extra one. It's very cool. I'll put a picture of it up right now, but it's a coaster that's made out of like the Cybertruck material. They stamped the Cybertruck and like the extra pieces they made into these coasters. So I have an extra one that I'm planning to do a giveaway on. I'm just trying to figure out the specifics of it. If any of you guys have any ideas on how to do the giveaway, leave a comment below, but just something cool. I honestly wish that I bought more things to do giveaways with. Like I got this hat, which is really neat. It's like an Optimus hat. We're stopped super far back. The stop line's there. So my apologies that I didn't get more things. I should have, but yeah, the coaster will be a cool giveaway because it's an easy one for me to mail and I think everybody can use it, so. And then speaking of Austin and Robotaxi, I am still planning on making a dedicated proper Austin video. We should wait and then go right after this. So we go right now, nice job. So I am still planning to make a video on Austin. My apologies that I haven't. It's just been very, very busy since I've gotten back. And honestly, it's like hard to put together. This guy shouldn't have pulled out, but they did and the car reacted really well. So nice job. So look for that video to come out probably next week, to be honest, since it's Thursday today. And I'll be editing this today. So maybe this weekend I can get it out. We'll see. I'll do my best. I'm realizing I haven't. I'll show Tron mode once we park at this next spot here. I think Tron mode's really cool. I might even leave it enabled more if it wasn't for the turn signals. So when you use it, you have to have like Tron themed turn signals, which are quite loud. And yeah, they're just not, I just won't use it unless they gave me an option to switch to regular turn signal sounds. I unfortunately wouldn't keep Tron on. That's the same goes for the Santa mode. Like Santa mode is the other one that you can kind of change the whole thing. So if you go here and you go Santa and you turn it on, you can hear there's like a welcome jingle and you can't mute it. Okay, I would have had to mute that because I don't want to get copyrighted, but there's just this big like song that starts, and this is the other part, like you can probably hear it. That like jingle every time you turn your signal. I wish you could turn that off. Okay, nice job coming in here. I think what's it gonna do? Just park at the parking lot, perfect. Okay, I think there's a spot right here. Let's see if it takes it. Yeah, perfect. Nice job. I know I'm doing a lot of complaining again. This is just me like talking about things. I wish that it would have done this move in one move. It's very possible that we could have just pulled up further and done this whole thing in one go versus the two. And I don't know if it's just my car, because I do think that some of the guys with like the front bumper cameras have said that their car doesn't do this. But yeah, it's great. It's still really quick, very usable, but I do wish that it did that in one move. So this is Tron. And when you turn it on, you get this. Oh, weird. There should be music right now. It's like glitched the fact that it wasn't. Interesting. So it plays a song and plays an intro, and then you have this like, it's very cool. Like the graphic of it all is very neat. Yeah, it's a cool feature. I know some people hate it because it's an ad technically, but I mean, you don't need to just enable it. It's in the toy box. It's here if you want it, or don't if you don't want it. All right, let's go to a supercharger. So I don't know how much that's going to get picked up on camera, but that's the turn signal sound. This person's right in the middle of the lane. Okay, nice job by FSD. I talked about it on the live stream yesterday, and I'll talk about it in my like full video, but so I did like 20 Robotaxi rides while I was in Austin, and basically every one of them was perfect. There was a few little things, and I'll definitely talk about it in the video, but for the most part, the experience and the drive itself was incredible. I did, I think, 2 Uber rides. Interesting. This is, if we go right, it's bad, and if we go right, we should go left. I did 2 Uber rides, one to get to the airport and one that picked me up when I got home. Both of those were by a long shot the worst part of my whole thing. We were turning right on red, we should go. We went and kind of hesitated. Okay, I'll snapshot that. It just made me really appreciate how good Robotaxi is and how excited I am. This is, oh, does it know the road's closed? Sorry, I was mad that it was going right, but this is perfect. Lots of construction here, really good job. It'll come to a full stop. Oh, this is new. Cool, great job by the car here. Can I come back this way? No, it's closed. What am I thinking? And yes, I briefly touched on it, but the really interesting thing to me is that there's Grok in the car now. So I'm gonna use it, and let's see if it can give me any recommendations for things to talk about in this video. I think I have it on unhinged mode because I tried that last night. Don't do that. Don't ever use unhinged. It's terrifying, and she was a lot. Okay, really nice job through all that construction though. That was great. Hey there, I'm making a video right now. I'm using version FSD 14.1.7, and I'm just making a narrated video on YouTube where I drive around and I talk about the car. I'm just wondering if you have any suggestions for things that I could talk about on my video that viewers would find interesting.
Sure. How about diving into how FSD 14.1.7 handles quirky stuff like roundabouts or tight parking? People love real-world quirks, like, does it still get confused by faded lane lines? Or compare it to older versions, maybe joke about how it almost nailed that sharp turn. Share your honest takes, like what feels smoother now, or still needs work. Viewers eat up insider tips, so mention any weird AI habits, like phantom braking or super precise lane changes. Keep it fun. Throw in a laugh about the car thinking for you.
So honestly, for me, I feel like I'm gonna use really, like a bit of a harsh break there. I'm gonna use Aura, Grok, whatever you wanna call it, tons in the car, because there's just so many times when I'm driving and I have a question, and pulling out my phone to Google is something that I don't like to do. So it's really nice to, like, with the press of a button, have access to an AI model, basically. It's really, 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 really fun that it's here. I'm hoping that they soon add the option, because currently if you ask it for directions or anything, it'll tell you where something is, but it can't communicate with the car at all, which is unfortunate. So hopefully they add that in an upcoming future update. All right, so we are going to pull into a supercharger here. For any that doesn't know, when you navigate to a supercharger, by default, it'll say park and it'll say charger. So the logic is when we show up here, it's going to back in, because at a supercharger, you almost always have to back in. So I've been here before. It does a great job. I'm sure it'll do a good job here. Good job on the speed bump. Okay, and then we should go, because we're ahead of this car, so we should go right now. Nice job. We're waiting for this person to pull out. All right, let's see how we do here. Okay, nice job. And this is where sometimes it does it in one move, and I don't know why, but this is what I wish it did every single time. So perfect job backing up here. One straight shot. Really good job, nice and close enough that you could charge, so perfect. That was great. We'll go to Costco right now. We'll park there, and probably be the end of the video. Okay, good job through the parking lot here. Nicely done. And now we're gonna come out. This is a spot that on version 13, I've actually had to disengage for what I was considering a safety critical disengagement, because there was cross traffic, like traffic from the left here. We crept up and it basically didn't recognize the fact that the vehicles were moving as fast as they were, and it tried to pull out in front of a van. And in my opinion, had I not intervened by pressing the pedal, we likely would have either gotten rear-ended or T-boned or just been a huge nuisance on the road. So I haven't had that happen once in version 14, which is super nice to see. Like, yeah, I'm complaining about the few little things that it does wrong, but honestly, everything that it's doing for the most part is like in an abundance of caution. Like, it's overly cautious of things on the road and overly cautious of pedestrians and this and that, which is super uncomfortable. Like, no denying the fact that like the car randomly slamming on the brakes doesn't feel good, but I will take that 9 times out of 10 over the car doing something that would like lead me to be in an unsafe situation. Like if it turned in front of an oncoming car with not enough room for that car to get out of the way, that's way worse than, okay, huge puddle here. Oh, really good job, really good job. Still went like deeper than I would have, but we avoided the huge deep part of that and kind of went around it. And I just watched the car behind us did basically the exact same thing. So that was perfect, really well done. I've said it before in the past, I wish there was like a good job Tesla button that I could press when the car does things really well. Sorry, I kind of messed that up. Okay, I'm gonna do it again. Staring down here, looking at this, not looking up at the road. I can see it in my peripherals, but I'm looking at this, touching the screen. I can see we're at 13 seconds. I can see we're at 16 seconds, 18, 19, 20. So to me, we're now at a red light. Please pay attention to the road. I actually didn't even really look up at the road properly, and the nag was satisfied. So again, just to really drive home the fact that I think the nag is about as chill as it needs to be. We could go, and we are, even though there's traffic in that lane, which is perfect. Yeah, you shouldn't be looking away from the road for 23 seconds. And for people saying like they scratch their nose and they get the like pay attention to the road, or they do one little thing, the reality is like the way the nag work is it kind of like ramps up from what I've seen. So I think we just got 23 seconds, and I think immediately if we go back to like playing around on the screen, you might get in like 15 seconds, and then if you look up and you play around on the screen, you might get in 10 seconds, and then it gets to the point where I think the car's like, listen, like you need to pay attention to the road, and really does get strict. And maybe people that feel like the car is too strict, it's because they've been not paying attention to the road for so long, and basically the system is just like, no, you're not doing your job properly. Yeah. Again, this is a supervised piece of software, and it's extremely lenient for being supervised. All right, parking at Costco. What a treat this always is. We did it last night on the stream, and I think after like 15 minutes, we gave up. Also just noticed the car didn't get to 0 there. We got to 1 and continued. Okay, and for anybody wondering, it doesn't seem like parking lot logic has been changed at all. I'm just showing it because I think it's nice to have more and more data points. I did it last night, and the car gladly parked in a handicap spot twice. So FSD still can and will park where it shouldn't. I don't expect that to be fixed until 14.2 or 14.3, so I'm not surprised by that at all. But I do hope they fix it soon, because obviously the optics of the car parking in a handicap spot aren't great. Just the same as like the car speeding in a school zone isn't great, right? Not a huge deal for me to take over and stop it when it's going to do it, but still, somebody can like take a clip out of context and show the car parking in a handicap spot and slander FSD basically. Okay, really good job waiting here, because if we tried to turn left, we would have blocked the intersection. So I appreciate that, like, it's patient but assertive, because at times it doesn't make sense to go, like right now, like that's where we should be, is where those people are. So it's kind of waiting until they go. Oh, interesting. I think 'cause it didn't see that stop sign. We didn't stop at that stop sign. That's one of the first times I've seen FSD like go through a stop sign. We came at it at such a weird angle, so that's probably why. Cool. Okay, well, while we're going in circles here, for anybody watching, if you could leave a like, comment, or subscribe, that means a lot to me. It helps out the video, and just obviously helps with like my engagement and like growth for the channel. So if not, just watching is cool enough. I appreciate the views. So thank you so much, everybody, for the support. As always, it's, you know, it's incredible that I get to do this, because I would do this for free by myself. So the fact that like thousands of you choose to watch my videos and subscribe, it means a lot. So thank you very much. Also, special shout out to everybody that like joins the live streams and engages through those, because that's tons of fun. Like in some ways, that's kind of my favorite thing. It feels very like, I feel very like connected to you all, because I get to talk to you guys, especially while I'm doing it with Jay and she can read or I can read the chat. But it's cool. The live streams are fun. Just the YouTube comments and the X comments are fun. It all means a lot to me. Thank you. A little bit of a harsh break there as we went past those people as they opened their door. Okay. I mean, good job navigating. The reality is that the parking lot's quite busy. Oh, here we go, parking spot, perfect. Nicely done, car. Cool. That was pretty perfect. I think we're technically on the line here. We are, so it like sort of is a bad park job, but really, really good. Okay, let's see if it gets us out of here. Just bumped into a friend there. That was kind of funny. All right, nice job. I mean, and again, I just want to say this because there's definitely times where I'll kind of complain about a lot of like small things that FSD does for a lot of time. The fact that I've driven to like 10 different destinations, parked at a bunch of them, all while for a lot of it was raining, effectively by just pressing a button, it's pretty incredible. Like, it is insane how good FSD is, and it is insane that like with each point release, like 14.1, 14.2, 14.3, as we're going to go through those, it's like huge strides of improvement that are going to happen, because version 13 to version 14, it's insane how much better version 14 is. Like, yeah, it has its faults, but like this is a notably better product. So yeah, it's just pretty incredible what Tesla has done and is doing. So my, you know, complaints are all just me wanting to make this product even better. Not that it isn't already incredible. And if there's anybody that is from BC, I said this last time, but anybody from Vancouver, if you don't own a Tesla and you want to go for a ride, give me a shout. I'm sure we could line something up. I did see, I don't think I talked about it. I wrote it down to talk about, but Tesla recently, I think it's only in the States, but there's like a thing where you can like rent Teslas from Tesla at like $60 a day or something for up to a week. And it comes with full self-driving and all that stuff. And then you can use that credit from the money you paid. Super harsh break. Oh, for this guy here. I see. I didn't see him. He came from such a weird spot. You can use the money that you spend renting the Tesla towards the purchase of a Tesla, assuming you liked it. So that's actually a really cool feature that I think will get a lot of people that are on the fence to buy the Tesla, because there's people that have never owned an EV that will be uncertain of just owning an EV and how that whole situation is. And I think being able to like rent one for a week, kind of like without consequence, is a really like great way to get them in. We did exactly that. We were renting a Kona, so we did a thing through Turo. We paid $500 to rent a Kona for a week, and the idea is like if you do that and you show Hyundai your receipt, they'll refund you all the money towards your purchase. Basically the exact same as Tesla, it's just through Turo instead of through Tesla. The hilarious thing is we were very close to wanting to buy it until we rented the Kona, and then I realized how much better a Tesla is, because we rented the Kona, drove it up to Whistler. The supercharging, because there was no supercharging, the charging experience was a nightmare. Made me realize how good Tesla's charging infrastructure is. And then we overnighted a Tesla the next day after we returned the Kona, and I was like, okay, like in every single way possible, this car is better for the same price, basically. It was little things like the Kona that we were looking at, it was a brand new 2024 or 2025, whatever year, and the lift gate wasn't powered. So you had to like, again, first world problem, but you had to like press the button and pull it up. And I remember asking, like, is there not like a trim level where it's like a powered lift gate? And he's like, oh no, you need to buy the Ioniq or whatever, like the next vehicle up from it is. And it just seemed crazy to me to spend like $50,000 or almost $60,000 on a vehicle and have options like that, like gatekeeped from me. Whereas like in the Tesla, like you have all those features. You have power lift gate or power trunk, power, like heated and cooled seats, like everything in this vehicle felt more premium for the same price. So yeah, we genuinely chose a Tesla because of that. So yeah, kind of a cool feature. I'm sure people will use it lots in the States, the rental thing. I hope we get it here in Canada. Okay, the lane up here is closed, so I'm actually putting the car into this lane to just kind of like force an awkward situation and see how FSD handles it. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay. I had to take over there. And had I not any sooner, I don't think we would have stopped. Holy. I was very close. That's the closest I've been to an accident in a long time. Crazy. This old lady like slammed on the brakes. Wow. Wild. Okay, I'd be very curious to watch that and see how that kind of all played out. So crazy. I don't know what she was doing. I put us into this lane to force this like weird situation with the lane being closed. And then I literally heard her tires squealing is what made me react, and her starting to swerve. And FSD wasn't slowing down for her because she was going this way. And I knew that I had no idea what she was going to do. So she was like a question mark on my radar. So I slammed on the brakes. No idea how it was going to play out. And like we were about this close to hitting her with no other path from escape. So I don't think FSD would have handled that properly. I don't know. Wow. Crazy. That was very close to an accident. It wouldn't have been a horrible one, but I would have hit her for sure. Crazy. Oh, I'll snapshot that. Huh. I don't know what she was doing. She clearly wasn't paying attention because she had to slam on the brakes and has like bald summer tires, so she was like spinning all over the place. Crazy. Okay. Crazy. Oh, that'll be a good way for me to Dashcam. So there's the Dashcam clip that I'll probably put up showing street names and stuff. Assuming it works. All right, well, that is probably going to be the end of the video anyways. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Kind of a spicy one there. I was close to an accident. All right, new video coming out soon, hopefully. Like I said, the Austin Robotaxi / shareholder meeting video should be out very soon. Get subscribed, follow me on X if you don't, and you'll see it posted on either of those first. Thank you guys so much for the support. Appreciate each and every one of you. Genuinely means a lot to me. Take care. Have a good day. Bye.